Anodyne Surgical. There you go, Stacey. I'll give you the microphone. Now, Stacey, you have an incredible story. I mean, you started as a 22-year-old.
I don't know that I'd go that far.
I'll put the pressure on you early. You started as a 22-year-old.
Let's set the bar a little lower.
Exactly. You started as a 22-year-old part-time receptionist 22 years ago today, right? And today you not only own the company, you own the building that the company is. How does that work?
Well, I fell into the receptionist position by luck. I had spent 5 years at Mizzou, and similarly to you, not such a great student. I realized I liked being at school way more than I liked the actual school part.
Right.
And this little company needed a receptionist for 6 weeks. That their receptionist was leaving for maternity leave. And I had no idea. I'd studied psychology at Mizzou. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I figured I'd get a sales job. I did not want to go on for more schooling. And this was a 6-week gig, Monday through Friday. And so I took it. And the company, at the time, private labeled medical device for ophthalmology. And they wanted to diversify their business base and sell direct. And I had done telemarketing in college, and they wanted to do it through inside sales. And I sold Southern Living cookbooks in college. And anyway, so I worked directly with the two owners of the company, and we just had a good synergy. And they asked me to stay on full time, get a product catalog together, and get on the phone and start calling hospitals and surgery centers and supplying product samples and converting business.
Yeah, I love your story, because I always tell my son, that you got to be in the game to get opportunities, right? You got to show up and you got to work really hard, and it won't happen overnight, but the opportunities will come, if you do that.
Yeah, and I was just having a great time. I figured it was a good experience. I wasn't making a whole lot of money, but when you're young like that, you don't necessarily need a whole lot at that point. I think my roommate and I would raid my parents' pantry every Sunday when we'd go out there for dinner. So we were surviving just fine, and I figured it was a great opportunity working so closely with the two owners that even if I just got the experience.
Right.
It was a great opportunity.
So tell me about what you guys do for your customers right now.
So mostly our product is cataract needles, ophthalmic needles for cataract surgery, and it's a good industry to be in, unlike the stories of the crash of the market. We were very lucky to be. The baby boomers are all coming to cataract age.
Right. Oh, definitely.
So, and the company was small at the time. We were under $2 million in revenue, sometimes a little over $2 million, and it sustained that way for a long time. And the two owners of the company, one, the founder, he was the guy in the shop making the products, running production, and then his partner was in the office. But sales were very stagnant, and the business wasn't really growing. And Gary, the founder of the company, he decided to buy the other partner out, asked me to do so with him. And through the years, I had done sales, I had done quality, I had moved up the ranks to director of operations. I mean, in 22 years, you certainly get a lot of exposure.
Yeah, well, definitely.
And so about 10 years ago, we started talking about it, and it took about 2 years to finalize everything. And we bought the previous partner out, and Gary put me in his shoes, and he said, go to work, build the business.
And you've made some changes as owner, and that have really come to fruition, helped you grow. Tell me about some of the changes you guys have implemented. Well,
the first thing we started doing was build revenue. There's a lot of opportunity. We were not very aggressive beforehand. My predecessor just wasn't real aggressive at trade shows and things like that. So that was my big push at first, was to build. There was a ton of opportunity out there, and so spent a lot of time doing that. And we grew really fast, almost too fast, which I'm sure a lot of people can appreciate. And so we were very happy to have the revenue, but our gross profit had gone down quite a bit. And so then, like Laura mentioned, I read this great little book called Great Game of Business. And again, not a student, not an avid reader. It wasn't available on audio, so I actually had to read it. And I read it one summer. It took me 3 months.
Right.
And I finished reading the book, and I just said, this is it. This is the company that I want. Open book management, engaging with your employees. It really spoke to me, and that was a big change to educate people on the profit and loss and our labor as a percent of sales. And we've been doing it for almost 2 years now, and it's been a great tool to really engage people, and that's what it's all about. It just doesn't, we're all in business with people, and it doesn't matter if you're cutting hair or designing or making ophthalmic medical device. One
of the great things I think about, and I've seen you in action at your company, I think that what you do is you really care about your people, and it shows. Years ago when I was a business reporter, I'd go out to a company, and the guy would say, "Oh, I care so much about my people." And we go into the warehouse, and everybody's looking at him like, "What are you doing here?" And it was totally obvious. He never goes out. But you implemented this Tavern Tuesday, right? Where you'll go to somewhere and buy some appetizers for the employees, and sit down and talk to them about their kids, and that, I think that's rare, especially in a warehouse atmosphere like you have. And I think when I interviewed the guy who walked in the warehouse and everybody looked at him weird, I think that's the norm. I don't think many business owners care enough to sit down and actually talk to their employees about what's going on in their lives.
I think you're right, and I just figure we all got to make a living somehow. Why not make it fun and work hard, play hard? I mean, it's a cliche, but it's true, and you can have the best of both worlds. It is amazing how much closer we've all become as a company. And yeah, we do Tavern Tuesdays. Lately, we've been playing Family Feud, where we actually made a buzzer, and at 9:30 on a Tuesday morning, our plant manager will blast Family Feud theme music, and we've got it up on the big screen, and we pull out the thing, and we play Family Feud for 20 minutes, and it's just fun. It's a break, and it shows when there's issues, then I feel like you have that trust, you have that foundation of respect and fun to come together then and really solve problems, because there's always going to be problems.
Last question for you. What lessons have you learned as business owners that you've really helped the company grow?
That have really helped the company grow? The best advice I've been given, I think, through this journey is trust your gut, especially as a woman. Sorry, guys, but there's something about the woman's intuition, and it took me a while to follow that.
To have the confidence in yourself.
To just listen to your gut and just go with it. And I'm getting faster at it, but I think that helps. The quicker you can make decisions. We collaborate, we all talk about whatever's going on. I'm very intentional about that, being open and collaborative, and just go with your gut, and that'll take the company where they need to be sooner, quicker. 10 years ago, I drug my feet a little bit longer, trying to make sure I made the right decision, but we're just trying to guess right, and but the gut can be a pretty powerful thing.
Well, great advice. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.